In February 2026, while much of the world's attention was fixed on Ukraine, Gaza, and rising tensions among Asian powers, a quieter but deeply consequential diplomatic showdown was unfolding in Geneva, Switzerland. These were not routine talks. This was a high-stakes negotiation between the United States and Iran. One that had the potential to shape the future of the Middle East, influence global oil markets, and determine whether the region would edge closer to war or step back toward stability. Official statements described the negotiations as constructive but inconclusive. But according to diplomatic insiders, this round was different. Instead of repeating familiar positions, Iran reportedly introduced a new framework, one that surprised several observers. On the surface, the proposal focused on Iran's nuclear program. Beneath it, however, lay a broader economic and political message. To understand the significance, some background is essential. In 2015, Iran and major world powers signed the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, under which Iran agreed to strict limits on its nuclear activities in exchange for sanctions relief. But in 2018, the administration of Donald Trump withdrew from the agreement. That decision not only weakened the deal but also reinforced the belief inside Iran that the United States could not be fully trusted to honor long-term commitments. By 2026, Iran had increased uranium enrichment levels to 60%, a move that raised alarm internationally. Against that backdrop, the Geneva talks began. Iran's reported offer included temporarily suspending higher-level enrichment, reducing or diluting its 60% uranium stockpile, and accepting enhanced monitoring by the International Atomic Energy Agency. These steps were viewed as significant because Iran was not agreeing to eliminate enrichment altogether. Instead, it continued to frame its nuclear activities as a peaceful right under international non-proliferation rules. But the most striking aspect of the proposal may not have been the nuclear concessions themselves. According to reports, Iran informally signaled that if sanctions were lifted, American and Western companies could gain access to large-scale investment opportunities in Iran's energy and infrastructure sectors. In other words, Tehran appeared to be reframing the nuclear dispute not just as a security issue, but as a potential economic partnership. Whether this was a strategic maneuver or a genuine opening is open to interpretation. Iran's message seemed clear: it was willing to reduce nuclear tensions if it could regain meaningful access to the global economy. That position differs sharply from demands by some voices in Washington who insist on zero enrichment, a standard Iran views as an infringement on its sovereignty. Tehran maintains that it has the right to peaceful enrichment within international legal frameworks. Washington's hesitation stems from multiple factors. Domestic politics remain a major constraint, as any perceived concession to Iran can be portrayed as weakness. Additionally, U.S. officials have pushed to broaden the scope of negotiations beyond nuclear issues to include Iran's missile program and its regional influence. Iran, however, insists those matters are separate and not subject to the nuclear file. The Geneva talks concluded without a formal agreement, but they were not an outright failure. Both sides indicated that discussions would continue. That alone suggests the diplomatic door remains open, even if only slightly. The central question now is whether Iran's proposal represented a sincere step toward de-escalation or a tactical move to buy time. Equally important is whether the United States will evaluate the offer through a strategic economic lens or maintain a hardline position centered strictly on security guarantees. What happened in Geneva may never be fully captured in a single official statement. But one fact stands out: Iran appeared to openly connect nuclear restraint with economic reintegration in a way it had not done so explicitly before. That could signal a new diplomatic direction. Or simply a new phase in a long and complex standoff. The coming months will determine whether Geneva is remembered as a missed opportunity or as the quiet foundation of a future agreement. The world stands at a delicate crossroads, and the conversations held at that silent negotiating table may shape the trajectory of global politics for years to come.